Hello and namaste. This is my first class that I'm teaching and recording since my little friend Iliostomy came into my life on November 15th. And those of you who know me know I've been going through some difficulties with autoimmunes and joint pain and mobility. And so I thought this was a perfect time to share a practice with you, because if we wait until everything's perfect and our body's working perfectly before we start doing pranayama and yoga, we're kind of missing the point of how healing it can be. And a yoga mentor of mine from California, Joan Heilemann, reminded me the other day that no matter what's happening in your body and how much mobility you do not have, that you can always practice pranayama, and that can have a very profound effect on your healing and on your health. And so I've been heeding her advice, and I wanted to share some of my healing journey and practices as I'm going through this, because there's many of you who are either going through emotional or spiritual or physical difficulties and need something that's a little softer in the practice, but also very healing and helpful to getting your vitality back. So I'm going to be doing this using a chair as my prop or as my support. If you are not having physical difficulties and maybe you're just going through something else and you want something a little bit softer and you want to sit on a meditation cushion or on your mat, please go ahead and do so. But I'll be using the chair throughout this practice. So wherever you have decided to connect to that solid plane, be it a chair or your mat, if you're in a chair, let your feet be grounded, and if they don't easily reach the floor flat, put a couple of blocks or a couple of books under your feet. And then we're just going to take a couple of moments to connect to our breath before we actually start some movement practice. So you can place your left hand on your belly, your right hand on your chest, just to bring awareness into the body. And just take a really deep inhale. And exhale out your mouth. Make it be audible. And we'll do 2 more breaths like that. Inhaling deeply, drawing in vitality and new energy. And exhale out your mouth. Letting go of the day, whatever might be stressing you at this moment. 1 more breath like that. Inhale deeply. And exhale, let everything go. And let yourself begin to settle into whatever seated position you might be in this moment. And just bring your awareness to those parts of your body that are connected to that earth plane, your feet on the floor or your blocks, your sit bones on your chair or on your mat or meditation cushion. Meditation, not medication, although meditation can be medication. And you can keep your hands on heart and belly or release them to your thighs or your knees if you wish. I'm going to keep mine on my hands and belly to really connect to my body. And we're going to do some 4-part breath before we get started with our movement. So that just means we're going to inhale to a count of 4, hold the breath for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 4, and then hold at the bottom of the exhale for a count of 4. So it's kind of like we're making a square box as we go through this practice. And you might find that maybe you need to extend your breath to 5 or 6 to be comfortable, or maybe you need to bring it down to 2 or 3 to be comfortable, depending what's going on in your body in this particular moment on this particular day. Not what you used to do or hope to do, but what's happening actually today. And like my shirt says, be kind. So be kind to yourself and meet yourself where you are. So let's take a deep inhale together and just exhale it all out. And then we'll inhale for 2, 3, 4. Pause at the top for 2, 3, 4. And exhale for 2, 3, 4. Pause at the bottom for 2, 3, 4. And inhale for 2, 3, 4. Pause at the top. 2, 3, 4. And exhale for 2, 3, 4. Pause at the bottom for 2, 3, 4, and continue with your natural breath for 3 more rounds. Let's all do one more round. As you finish your breath retention at the bottom of your exhale, release your hands and just take a nice deep inhale, a natural inhale, and let it go. And we'll take 2 more like that, making your breath a little bit bigger on the second one. And letting it go. And last one, inhaling a little more vitality in this biggest breath of the day. And let go of all the tension of the day. And you can open your eyes if you've had your eyes closed. And staying seated, whether you're on your mat or your chair, we're just going to begin some arm movement connected with our breath. The breath is the most important part of our yoga practice, not the funny little pretzel shapes you can make your body do. But start with your palms facing up, and as you inhale, let's reach up to the sky. And if your shoulders aren't working today, just take them as high as is comfortable. And then as you exhale, draw your hands through your heart center, and as you come to your heart, let your heel of your hand part and send your palms down towards earth, like you're pressing energy down to earth. And let's do that a couple more times. Inhale, palms up, let your palms come together above your head or whatever distance works for your shoulders. And then exhale, slowly bring your hands to your heart center. And as they come to your heart center, keep your fingertips together. Let the heel of the hand part until your palms become flat, and then press down towards earth. We're going to do the same movement later when we're standing up. So we're just practicing sitting. Inhale up, this is our last one. Exhale to your heart center. And as you slowly reach your heart center, let the heel of the hand come apart, let the tips of the fingers come together, and then press down towards earth, like you're sending that old, tired energy down to the earth. And then let's shake our hands out. Shake, 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 like you're flinging off whatever might be bothering to do you today, be it pain or grief or sadness or just lethargy. Let it go, shake it all off. And we're going to begin with cat-cow. So if you're on your mat, you can come onto hands and knees. For those of us using our chair for our support today, we're going to stay seated in our chair. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see the movement of the body. So hands on your knees. As you inhale, begin to lift your heart up so the back is arching slightly, not exaggerated, but just slightly lifting the heart up to sky as you inhale. And then as you exhale, holding onto your knees, lean back into the spine as we open the back of the spine. Let your chin drop towards your chest and curl the spine. And then we inhale. Draw forward with your hands on your knees as you lift your heart and really expand the heart center with breath. And then exhale, curl into yourself, let the chin drop. Let the belly button draw towards your spine. Let's do a couple more rounds like that. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. I said through the nose, but I did it through my mouth because I was talking. Let's do 2 more rounds. Inhale. Reach the heart up to sky or towards the horizon if you're on your knees. And then exhale, belly button towards the spine. Let the chin drop. Look towards your belly button and lean back into that stretch if you're seated. And then inhale, come up to a neutral spine or an upright spine. We're going to come into some gentle twists here. So we're going to Again, if you're on your mat, you can be seated, so come back into your seat. On your chair, you can just come forward to the edge of your chair, feet are grounded. We're going to inhale, palms facing up as we reach up. And now as we exhale, we're going to turn to the right. So my right hand is going to come out behind me. It might come to the back of my chair or the seat of my chair. My left hand is going to come to the outside of my right knee. So we're coming into a gentle twist towards the right. And just stay here for a breath as you inhale. Let your spine get tall and let your ribs expand. And then as you exhale, reach back. As you next inhale, reach back up to sky. I think I've forgotten how to teach. And as we exhale, we're going to twist the other direction. So right hand comes to the outside of the opposite knee, and left hand can come to the back of your chair, to the seat of your chair, or even to your hip, whatever feels comfortable for your spine and whatever's going on in your belly today. And we're going to stay here for a couple of breaths, inhaling to a long spine and expanding through the ribs and the heart center. I know at first after my surgery, doing this very gently was essential, but it also felt really good on my back. So again, be kind to your body and do what's appropriate for you. On our next inhale, when that arises for you, our arms are going to rise up as we come back to center, and we're going to do one more time to each side. So exhaling to the right. Right hand comes behind you and lands wherever is appropriate for you. Mine's on the back of my chair. Your left hand is on your opposite knee, so left hand to the outside of your right knee. Take another inhale, get tall and long through your spine. And as our next inhale arises, we'll reach up to the sky again, come back to center, and last time to the left. As we exhale, right hand comes to the outside of that left knee. Left hand is out behind us, wherever is appropriate for you. For me, it's going to be on the seat of my chair behind me. And then you can gently look towards your left without straining. We don't want your neck to be leading this. This is being led by the belly. As we inhale tall and we exhale, we use the strength of the abdominals to create our twist to the left. As the next inhale arises, arms lift up to the sky and we come back to center. Bring your palms together, and just like we did at the beginning, exhale, hands through your heart center. And as they come to heart center, let the heel of the hands part, tips together till your palms are flat, and press down towards earth, releasing any of that negative energy. Shake your hands out. And now we're going to do a little bit of movement standing. So we're going to use our chair as our support. If you're on your mat, you can come to mountain pose. We're going to get off our chair. I'm going to come behind my chair because I like to use the back of the chair as support here. My chair is a little bit short, but that way you can see a little bit better what I'm doing. So we're going to start. I'm going to turn to the side so that you can see what I'm doing behind my chair here. I'm going to start with my left side towards the chair, the back of my chair. My left hand is on the back of the chair, and I'm simply going to step my right foot back out behind me. And if you're doing this on your mat, same thing without the chair, just step your right foot back. And we're going to bend that front knee a little bit, and this is coming into a lunge position. Or if you can't stay up on your toes on that back foot, you can bring the heel down, depending what's going on in your ankles or calves or foot today. And bring whatever bend in that front knee is appropriate for you. It doesn't have to be super deep to get that opening in the hip flexor here. So I'm supporting my balance with my left hand on the chair. I can keep my right hand on my hip, or you can inhale, right hand up to the sky. And if you've been doing a lot of sitting or convalescing, you might feel a lot of opening in that right hip flexor and right side body. So take a deep inhale here. Try to flex that right butt cheek to help support your spine and your hip, and bring the opening into that hip flexor. So take an inhale here, one more breath. And then as you exhale, bring the arm down, straighten that back leg, and we're simply going to step forward and switch to the other side. Again, we're being kind. We don't have to make crazy movements and crazy transitions to get some movement and breath in our body. So right side is towards the chair, right hand's on the back of the chair. Left foot steps back. Again, same options, up in your toes or heel down. And then bend that front knee a little bit, whatever amount. If it's your first time in a long time, it doesn't have to be deep. And begin to find that space where you feel an opening in that left hip flexor. If it's appropriate for you, you can float that left hand up to the sky and activate that left butt cheek. So you're not just hanging out there, it's actually helping to support you. Just take a couple of breaths here. Send the breath all the way down to your low back, creating some expansion and some space. We'll take one more breath here. And then as we inhale, bring that left hand down and step both feet together using the support of your chair. Okay, so those of you who are on your mat, we're going to move through kind of a vinyasa. I'm going to show that vinyasa supported with the chair without getting down all the way on the mat. So I've got both hands on the back of my chair, and I better move my chair, I think, here. So I'm going to take an inhale, and as I inhale, I'm going to lift my heart up to the sky and maybe even rise up on my tippy toes. So it's almost like I'm doing a cobra here. And then I'm going to walk my feet back. Those of you on your mat can walk back to downward facing dog. My downward dog today is going to look like the shape of the letter L with my hands supporting me here rather than on my mat, and bending my knees enough so that I can get a nice stretch from my sit bones through to my fingertips. And really think about lengthening your spine here, because that's essentially what we're doing, whether you're in a traditional down dog or this chair supported shape of down dog. Now you might try moving your legs a little straighter or keeping them really bent and really working on extending your sit bones back. Take one more breath here. And then we're going to walk our feet back up, come to our standing position. Those of you on your mat can move into plank and cobra. We're going to inhale our heart up and get a nice little stretch here through the spine, the front of the spine, and opening and expansion, still holding on to the chair. And we're going to walk it back to down dog. Those of you who went through cobra or up dog can meet us in down dog on your mat as we come back into our chair supported down dog. Again, bending your knees so that you can create that length from sit bones all the way through and really feel that release through the low back, the sacrum, the shoulders, the upper back, and make sure you're not straining to lift your head. Take one more breath here. We're going to walk it back up. And open the heart to sky. And if you want, keep your hands supported here. Maybe come up on your tippy toes and lift your heart a little higher. Or reach your arms up to get a little stretch. Intertwine your fingers. Press your palms up to the sky. Make that spine as long as you can. And then release your hands back down. Okay, I'm going to do a couple more standing poses and then wind it down for some more pranayama and a meditation. So I'm going to turn left side to my chair, left hand on the back of the chair, and I'm going to lift my left knee, bringing my right hand, we did this while we were sitting on the chair, to the outside. Now, if you're really struggling with building strength, bring your foot to the seat of your chair to give yourself some support so that you can move into the twist. And you can keep your hand on the chair and just rotate your upper body. If you're feeling really stable, especially if maybe you have your foot on the chair, you can extend that left hand out behind you and get an opening through the heart center. So take whatever versions are working for you. If you feel unbalanced, keep your hand back down on the chair. And then let's unwind, come back to center, release that foot down. Let's turn the right side of the body to the chair. We're almost done our standing poses here. Right hand on the back of the chair. Right knee rises up. Left hand to the outside of that knee. So again, you can hold on to that knee, or you can bring your foot to the back of your chair to give you some support, especially if you're building strength in your hip. And keep that twisting action in the torso, either supporting with hand on the chair or reaching back out behind you and just keeping your foot as support on the chair as you open and expand through your heart center and get some opening in through the torso. Take one more breath here, whichever variation you're in. Let's come back to center, hand on the chair, and release that foot down. Let's go back to the other side. We're going to add on a little bit to what we did. Left hand on the chair, left leg to the chair. Let's lift that left knee. Take your right hand and draw that knee in towards the chest, that thigh in towards the chest as much as you can. Rotate your ankles. My ankles are getting a little bit better than they were this morning, but there's not as much rotation as I would like. And now we're going to extend this foot out behind us. So I'm going to keep my hand on the chair for support. And this right hand can come to your belly. It can come to your right thigh as you send that foot out behind you, supporting yourself with your balance. Or that right hand can also reach straight out in front of you. So we're kind of getting a strengthening and release of the fascia that goes across diagonally in our back from one side to the other in this asymmetrical pose. Let's inhale and come all the way up. And if you're working on strengthening your hamstrings, you probably feel that in your standing leg as well. And let's release that foot down. Let's do the same thing on the other side, and then we're going to wind it down. So stay with me. So right hand on the chair, right knee lifts. I'm going to draw that leg in towards the belly, whatever amount, and rotate your ankles as much as you can. Not a lot of rotation in this foot today. Being very gentle, being kind to myself, keeping my support on the chair with my right hand. I'm going to release that leg and begin to send the sole of the foot straight out behind me slowly. You might have hand on belly or heart or on your thigh to give you some support in that standing leg if you're working on some strength. Now again, option to reach that left hand straight out. So fingertips and sole of your foot are reaching in opposite directions. The standing leg is working for our balance, but I'm using my hand on the chair to help with my balance. We're going to inhale, come up, bring that knee in, and send that foot down. Let's do one last supported vinyasa. Both hands on the back of your chair. I'm not going to move my chair this time. You know the drill. Inhale, reach your heart up. Maybe rise up on your toes. Get long. Exhale. Walk it back into that shape of an L or the shape of a downward dog. Bending your knees so that you can really extend your spine and through the low back and through the sacrum and get as long as you can, opening the shoulders. And then we're going to inhale, come up. One more time, reaching heart to sky, maybe rising up on your toes. Nice big breath. And exhale, release your heels down. Let's come back to our chair. Actually, I said we were going to do this standing. Let's do this standing. We didn't do it. We did it in our chair. So as we wind down our practice, we're going to inhale, reach up to the sky, bring the palms together, draw them to your heart center, and let the heels of the hand come apart. Palms are flat, parallel to the earth. Press down like you're pressing that old energy away down into the earth. One more time. Inhale. Exhale to heart. Take an inhale and exhale. Press it all down. Let it go. Now let's come to our seat. Take a nice inhale. We're actually going to sigh this out so you can audibly make a noise as you sigh out your mouth. Take an inhale. Exhale, let it go. Let's do two more like that. Inhale more of that prana, that vitality. Fill with the biggest breath. Exhale, sigh it out. how good that felt just to move our bodies and breathe one last time. Inhale. And then as you sit here just wondering, why don't I do this every day? Feeling that movement of the energy through your body, that new vitality of the breath and the prana moving around in your body. And we're going to come into alternate nostril breath before we move into our meditation. So index and middle finger are going to come to the center of the forehead like this. And we're going to use thumb and ring finger for closing the nostrils, just at where the nostrils flare, not at the tip of the nostrils, but just where the end of the cartilage is, and just gently close them, and I'll guide you through it. And then as you get used to the rhythm, we'll add in some visualization of releasing and drawing in with each breath, various things that we would like to bring in. So bring right hand to the forehead. Take an inhale through both nostrils. And then close the right nostril with the thumb and exhale out the left. Inhale through your left nostril. And switch to exhale out your right. Stay here as you inhale through the right. And switch as you exhale out the left. Stay here as you inhale left. And then switch to exhale out the right. And this time as you inhale right, imagine drawing in love, drawing in wonder and awe. And then as you switch to exhale, release fear, release anger, release resentments. And as you inhale, draw love, draw self-acceptance in through the left nostril to the center of the forehead. And as you switch, exhale anger, jealousy, fear. And as you inhale, inhale harmony, inhale self-confidence, all the way to the center of the forehead. And as you switch to the left, exhale depression and lethargy, exhale illness and pain. And as you inhale, draw in vitality, creativity, awe and wonder to the center of the forehead. And as you switch and exhale right, release any of those negative behavior patterns, negative old beliefs that no longer serve you. Inhale through the right, drawing in love, kindness, and compassion. And exhale all negativity. And then release your hand down to your knee or your thigh, and just gently bring awareness to the breath as you softly and naturally just inhale for a couple of breaths. And bring your awareness, if you're seated in your chair, to your feet, resting flat down on the earth plane beneath you. Bring awareness into your sit bones as they rest on that solid surface beneath you. Excuse me. And bring awareness into your spine as you inhale, allowing the spine to lengthen up towards the sky. Allowing your body to be that conduit between earth energy and sky energy. Drawing both those energies into your heart center where they commingle and bring you new vitality. Bring awareness to how your breath, as you inhale, slightly undulates the body as it rises. The heart maybe rises a little bit. And as you exhale, feel that settling of the body towards gravity, towards the earth energy. And now I'll invite you on your next inhale to imagine, visualize tiny little blue particles of light. And as you inhale, you draw those blue particles into your lungs, filling your lungs with this blue light. And as you exhale, it spreads into every cell in your body, providing vitality and healing and light energy. Inhaling, drawing in these tiny blue particles of light, where they concentrate and then begin to illuminate your whole body. With each breath, gathering more of these blue particles to illuminate the body and every cell within it with more light. And continue with this visualization with every breath. As your body fills with this illuminating blue light, you can also bring to mind the moon and the silvery light, that bluish silvery light, especially in the winter with it reflecting off the snow. And so within, so without, so without, so within. We are made up of energy, we are made of light. And as we continue to visualize filling our body with this blue particles of light that illuminates us from the inside out, we are replenishing our energy and our ability to heal with that cool moon energy. Tomorrow is the new moon, which is perfect time to set some new intentions, some new goals, some new manifestation for this next period of growth. We'll spend a couple more moments in this blue light with each breath. And as you fill yourself visually with this blue, healing, illuminating light from the inside out, just notice any sensations in your body. Perhaps you even feel a tingle in the palms of your hand or the soles of your feet, or an expansive quality into the heart center, or a lightness, a buoyancy. And maybe you feel some clarity or lightness in that brow center, in your mind, having released some of the old. Take one last breath here, just noticing. And bring awareness into your feet in contact with that earth plane beneath you, that solid surface. Bring your palms together in front of your heart and rub them together and create a little bit of heat. And place your palms over your eyes. And feel that warmth and that energy from your hands penetrating into the eyes. And as you cover your eyes here, you can even slightly open your eyes and look into the darkness and allow that warmth and that energy to be received into the eyes. And then let's rub our palms together one last time. And this time bring your palms over your heart center. And feel that warmth and that energy at the heart. Take one last breath here. And then you can let your eyes gently float open, bringing your awareness back into the space wherever you're practicing. And bring your palms together at your heart center. And from my house to yours, namaste. Thank you for sharing your breath and your practice with me on this first go back into the practice publicly with you. And I hope to see you next time we do another recording. Thank you and have a blessed day.